we're seconds away from being live. We're
I have to do hard, and I never know if the sound's gonna come out. County administrator, yeah. For and that's
Hey, Patrick.
the girl.
we're on and we're good to go.
You can be the middle person.
The head honcho.
Start it on that.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't get into the steers when I called the meeting because I wanted to look at where projects that still had funding from ARPA, where they stand. Because it's getting to the end of 2025, and by the end of 2026, we have to have everything spent. Anything that's not spent has to go back to the federal government. Don't want to do that. So I listed on this sheet, there were 7 projects at first. Before the meeting, that still had outstanding balances, and then the courthouse sidewalks with their last payment. So I took it off. So there's just the Gibson County Oakland Sewer Project, Health Department, Hopkins Bush Hog, Joe Gibson Sheriff Treatment Program, and Hopkins Park. I have heard back from Michael Stevenson. He was going to try to get here, but at least he did give us an email. He is going to buy a piece of equipment with the $750 for the Bush Hog, that project. And then at Hopkins Park, they have contracted, I think it's American Structure Point, to look at designing a plan to do pickleball court. I know they came down and looked at the one we did in Warwick County and looked at our specs and everything. So he's hoping that by the end of next year, they'll have pickleball court completed. Yeah. Of course, George Ballard's here on the Sheriff's Treatment Program, and it's moving every month. The 2 that I really don't have any idea on is the sewer project for 225 and the health department project for 400. So,
I can speak about the those.
okay.
And I did talk with Julie State earlier today. She was not able to make it this evening. She had another commitment, so I thought I could take care of that. These 2 agenda items. On the sewer, we've got a recent email from Oakland City's engineering firm, which is Midwestern. Basically, I don't know if y'all know this, but they gave us a quote. Well, we were using 3i. And then Oakland City communicated to us that they wanted us to use their engineering firm, which is Midwestern. So Midwestern gave us a quote, and that quote was going to gobble up close to half, if not more than half, of the amount that was like for the project. So I reached out to the engineer, Derek Wiggins, and said, hey, can we do some of this apart from you? Can we let the project oversight, can that be handled by someone else? He just got back with me recently. I don't know, Chuck, if you saw an email that I forwarded on that just earlier today, but I think we need to negotiate with Oakland City on who is able to do what. I don't know that we're ever going to get this down low enough. That's professional services fees down low enough for it to make sense. Because we're, even if we get it down to 35% of the total amount allocated, it's still a heck of a lot, $225,000. So, any questions on that?
Well, I first took off Parker Excavating. want some estimates. For way to mitigate this problem. And they had it figured out where it could be done this now. But then Oakland City stepped forward with full change of engineering.
And Derek with Midwestern did request, he was aware that we had it looked at by a couple of contractors. So he requested to see their numbers, and I sent that to him. So
The way I understand it, if it doesn't get done, county ends up being fined by the PA. Correct.
I think the answer is yes, but we got a solution to avoid that because nobody likes it, which is we force the property owners to pump and dump until a permanent solution is found, and the permanent solution would be on them. Pump and dump, of course, that means fill up your tank and then pay to get it dumped as it fills up, and cap off the communal line.
If anybody spoken directly to the property owner, the original fuel bed cross.
Yes, we have.
So, is their own, there's homes that people over people that are they have to be in the
So they don't have enough land to work.
But to answer your question, talking to the neighboring property owner, we have talked with him, I think on a couple of occasions. He's were you there? Maybe whenever we went out that one time. He's a nice enough guy, and he's obviously been very patient with us. Because it's just
But doing the unseen crowd interact, letting up place to it, water.
I believe that it was always just dumping out into the open. It's just now right on the other side of the road instead of on the back 40 or back 20.
No, but it's pretty common sense.
So it's a rock and a hard place, no good solution. No matter how you cut it, property owners are going to be in. They're going to owe, even if we do the project, they're going to have tap-in fees that are going to be pretty high. I know Debbie's looked into subsidizing, getting some subsidies for them for that, but it's a fickle problem. I guess my recommendation, as I mentioned, the only thing really that we can do is to see if we can negotiate this with the city. Let us take on a large portion of the engineering and oversight responsibilities and see if it's a project that we can go. My opinion has always been that Oakland City should subsidize a good portion of this because they're going to have the income stream in perpetuity. But
There's no other funding. In other words, this is all we got.
out of ARPA, yeah.
It's just that everything else, there's just on a few parts.
Right.
The development will help the people with homes if they still have the money. For their, having to, then, that they have, getting connected. It has to be visible.
Did I send you the estimate for Midwestern? Yeah, I sent you. I'll see if I can pull it up. It was over 100.
Maybe it wouldn't do any good to get everything in years.
Maybe.
one contract is, and it was at $297,000,
Yeah, that's what Commissioner Lewis is referring to.
Right.
Yeah. And Parker was at the same. Yeah, you've got, I mean, I'm assuming you've got that right. I don't remember, but if they were the 200,000 included Athens, then yeah. It'd be even less on the county.
Okay. Well, if I have all this spare time, Dixon, how about you set up a meeting, you and I, and, the mayor over there, and whatever representative, and see if we can. I mean, obviously, we can't afford to pay an engineer 2/3 of
Right.
the funding that we have. And if we have a solution that we can fund, yeah, I think we need to strongly suggest to them that this is our solution, this is how much money we're gonna have, and this is what you're gonna get, period. Or you could have this money in paper engineering and you could put your own money.
I can set that up. I mean, yeah. That's a thought that has been communicated well. You're getting, I'm repeating myself, you're getting these consumers in perpetuity, so take the money and
Yeah.
do the project, yeah. So, yeah, we'll set some. Well, Midwestern has always done their work. I know that. I did have their numbers. I had their numbers looked at, and we can get that done for a lot cheaper if we didn't have to go with Midwestern. Midwestern does good work, but we've had people from our team look at their numbers and say that that's a lot more than what they think the market would otherwise charge.
I think that's a
Yeah, we came up with the 225 from ARPA because of that estimate. As we get, most of it tells us otherwise, that we got money coming back from some project.
we can't do anything now. Project. And I like to see something different on, but I don't know exactly what for that project, you know. Why? Partially, I don't know.
Well, let's I just myself have that meeting.
Yeah, maybe we can negotiate. With the material with like $225,000 worth of material, we do. You engineer and install it or something, I mean.
Yeah.
Something. It's like that, do not give this money back.
The problem is, that's my problem, but if they're gonna make money, and then the next step, I see that, but that's another agreement you have to make is if we do that more time, we're putting the agreement for, otherwise, John will be maintaining those sectors and whatever.
Ready to shift to the.
The health department,
400,000.
Yeah.
So we, the county hired 3 guys to do a building study. We had a meeting, Judy and I had a meeting with their team a couple of weeks ago. They gave us their, I guess, initial product. I think that's supposed to be able to everyone. We should get that here as we brought back. So that's the report addressed among other things, the health department. We'll get too specific at this time. Just yet. That is where we're at, so I guess next week, will be, decide what kind of interest there is, but moving forward with some of the changes. You can't subsequently, you said subsequent. Gonna head up a parking, right, George?
Okay, Michael, I kind of took your thunder, but you can go ahead and tell them where you stand on both projects since you made it here.
Sure, I apologize.
Yeah.
The $750 and then practically got $50,000 for the $49,000. We have a little bit at this spot, for 2 reasons. For the ease of moving on some tables and also that will move the road first of all back about 40. Getting the battery. Real cash, you know, we need a lot. Those two things.
Box what? Box scraper.
Yeah, okay. So that is the, that's it.
Sure.
So the reason for our delay on the physical asphalt is on every one year. Initially, we thought we put it on 74 acres, but we realized so quickly that really likely that 74 acres right now. So we didn't want to have allow that will really access those acres. So when so they're working on that. After that, and donated 5 for that 5-year plan was in turn right back around. All going on the back track. Give us a middle 5-year plan. Just the one goes going forward with this. And now that we have that 5-year, we have a contract. Once that is completed, we will go. The market becomes usually ready to get not be a problem.
I think that George most just want to talk about the project.
forward, but. And, work with those.
Well, so it's the next direct.
Yeah, yeah, they basically. There we go. Well, you know, I feel very, yeah, of course, I feel so good about doing that. It's a great, you think it was really good. And people got down, they got that. I don't know if probably, so, all of it, I'm thinking that, I don't know. Well, I don't know why, yeah, what do you?
Before people would work a week, not just be good.
Yeah, and we also have. So, we're getting, yeah, taking the real. And, like I mentioned, you know, we were holding very, very. The new building, they did not keep, however, they did have, accept. So, everyone. That's why I think it's so easy. Those who do, who do, probably do, well, yeah, hopefully, understanding the, I think he's only and that's the way people, all the bringing those guys, you can do it also. We have a plan. I would go to the.
Rotate the little.
Well, that could be.
Well, I just wanted to get together to get kind of a report. Sounds like almost everything's going well and great hopes for things that we don't have under contract yet. I think that we ought to get together again after the holidays and see where everything falls. I'm sure some of them will probably be done, a couple of them anyway. And then just revisit, especially the two projects, maybe in February. Think there'll be movement by then or not?
Yeah, we need to have something to report by
Yeah.
then either January or February.
Yeah,
So let's go ahead and set that up.
It's gonna be able to get away and we've got money. Yeah, I think so.
I recommend January, the week of the, well, how about the 14th, Wednesday of January? 4:30.
Yeah.
Does that work for everyone? January 14th at 4:30?
I'll send out. Are you saying when I'm sending those invites, it's not coming back, you're not getting on the calendar or what? I think.
I don't know what I put down, that,
I'll at least send an email out reminding. Yeah. And to the people that still have funding.
Report for them?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, like I said, we're about done. We have to do reporting in April for March in the February of that fiscal year, and then there'll be one more reporting to complete it. We'll be done. They had several things they did with that, and for some reason they had to run it out. They did marketing and branding for economic development, and I know Tammy called me and she wanted to know what she had left, and she said she thought she'd be able to get it spent. I thought by the end of this year, if not, I'm sure you will. So anybody else got anything? Not, we can adjourn.